From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, in the midst of the COVID crisis, the community is asked to still come together to rally for the less fortunate. Tomorrow is Turkey Tuesday, as you and Q2 partner with the Billings Food Bank and Toys for Tots to make the holidays a little brighter for children and families across our community. Well, all day tomorrow, the Q2 crew will accept donations from our studio parking lot in a socially distanced drive-up style. Now, a break-in and loss in $500,000 in equipment this year hasn't stopped the nonprofit from stepping up. Q2's Mitch Slade brings us more.
The Billings Food Bank is seeking donations and volunteers ahead of the holiday season. While crews have already been hard at work feeding people during the COVID-19 pandemic, they need the community's help to continue it in the holiday season. Food Bank CEO Jeanelle Slade said she's been seeing a lot of new faces coming through over the past few months, and the group has been able to help out more people than ever with new farm to food bank events. For the Thanksgiving holiday, the food bank is preparing to serve hundreds of people who use both their cooked meal service and Thanksgiving box delivery. Last year, volunteers hand-delivered 150 turkey dinner boxes to the community. This year, the food bank is asking people, if they can, to pick up their boxes directly from the food bank to relax the strain on volunteers. To sign up to receive a meal, just give the food bank a call. Although the name of Q2's event may be Turkey Tuesday, the food bank is accepting all kinds of food donations.
That if they want to bring down food donations, it does not just have to be turkey. It can be any kind of food donation that they would like to bring us. Or if they'd like to bring cash for us to do our own shopping, that's great too. We are so grateful we live in this community because this is such a giving community. And a lot of it is because a lot of the people that support us have deep roots in Billings. They've been here for generations.
An easy way to support the Billings Food Bank is to participate in Turkey Tuesday. You can stop by the Q2 studios on the corner of 4th Avenue North and North 32nd Street between the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and drop off food donations or toys to be donated to Toys for Tots. Reporting in Billings, Mitch Slade, MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Mitch. And again, tomorrow's donation will be all drive-up style with all COVID-19 procedures followed. Now we are turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. And Bob, you have details on what the community needs to know for tomorrow, as well as, most importantly, what's our weather going to be like?
You're going to like the weather forecast, but let me show you. Let's go to the graphics. Of course, tomorrow is Turkey Tuesday, and we're looking for some frozen turkeys, especially for the Billings Food Bank. BillingsFoodBank.com if you want to do something online, but we're looking for frozen turkeys and obviously also looking for non-perishable food items. If you want to donate a toy for Toys for Tot, Billings-Montana, it's mt.toysfortots, and we'd like to have an unwrapped gift for that. And of course, right as Mitch was telling us, right here in the Q2 parking lot, the big question is, well, what is the weather going to do? Well, let me show you. It's not too bad. It's going to be 58 degrees in Billings with partly cloudy skies, and even on into Wednesday, we're talking temps getting into the 60s. So this is basically the best time of the next 10 days or so to donate food and drop by the Q2 studios. Jeanelle?
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, tonight we have new information on an officer-involved shooting that left a man dead last Friday evening in Stillwater County. The Highway Patrol says the incident began after a report of a person throwing flaming objects from a car window that started multiple brush fires along I-90. Now, the suspect's vehicle was pulled over west of Columbus. Authorities say 38-year-old Charles Meeks of Pineville, Wyoming, refused to cooperate. A confrontation followed, and the trooper fired one round from his shotgun. Meeks died at the scene. The MHP trooper, along with a Stillwater County deputy and a Columbus police officer, have all been placed on administrative leave during the investigation. Well, a new statewide human trafficking hotline launched today. You can call 1-833-406-STOP if you need assistance or know someone who might be in trouble. Montana currently has 65 active missing person searches underway, according to the Gianforte Foundation. That's the foundation that helped fund the hotline. While a national hotline is also available, a statewide hotline will provide victims with more immediate help. Well, COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc across the state as Montana counties report 9 more deaths today, and the state adds more than 800 new confirmed cases. 2 of those deaths are out of Polk County, which are also the first COVID-related deaths that county has seen. Well, late today, Bighorn County reported another victim. 3 more people in Butte have died, and 1 in each Missoula, Blaine, and Lake counties. The state total has now reached 545 tonight. Well, as the country and world wait for an approved vaccine against COVID-19, one Montana hospital is stepping up its testing technology. MTN's Sean Wells tells us how this highly specialized testing will help in the fight against COVID.
KRH officials say the new testing platform benefits the community with increased access to COVID-19 testing and accurate, timely results. KRH infectious disease physician Dr. Jeff Jaden says the platform uses a PCR test to detect genetic material of the virus and is highly accurate compared to antigen tests. Dr. Jaden says the in-house lab means rapid turnaround results instead of having to send PCR testing to remote labs. Dr. Jaden says the specialized equipment allows the hospital to test up to 100 samples at a time.
For instance, last week we ran 3,300 samples just in our own hospital. So that really gives us capabilities to do pretty large numbers of testing, not only for this virus, but potentially for other viruses or other diseases as they emerge and things from that.
KRH officials say the new platform was able to perform nearly 800 tests in a single day. In Kalispell, Sean Wells, MTN News.
Thanks, Sean. Now, components for the in-house molecular lab began arriving at the end of summer, and the equipment was installed and fully operational in October. Well, today, Montana Attorney General Tim Fox announced a multi-million-dollar settlement with tobacco companies over funds owed to the state and protection for the next decade of payments. MTN's John Riley has that story.
The Montana Department of Justice has secured $49 million plus interest on funds owed to the state from tobacco companies. The settlement stems from a lawsuit filed in April and will also prevent those companies from challenging future payments to Montana through 2030. Montana Attorney General Tim Fox called it a historic win for Montanans.
No other state in the Union has received 100% of what was withheld by the defendants under a similar claim. No other state has achieved a remedy protecting future payments in full for 10 plus years and an agreement to not withhold funds under similar allegations in perpetuity.
In 1998, Montana entered into an individual settlement agreement with the big tobacco companies after decades of deception regarding the health hazards of smoking. Rather than join other states' litigations, Montana filed suit in state, which meant challenges also had to happen in state. Fox says the credit goes to all the Montana attorneys general who oversaw 2 decades of litigation against the big tobacco companies and the dedicated staff that worked tirelessly to represent Montana. Millions of dollars in funds the state receives from the companies every year play a significant role. They fund children's health care, suicide prevention, and smoking cessation programs.
The settlement funds are particularly important to the Department of Public Health and Human Services. This money is key in its efforts to help people quit smoking and to prevent Montana youth from becoming addicted in the first place.
The Attorney General says that owed funds should be paid by the end of the year, which means they'll be available for the governor's budget and the 2021 legislature. Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
And Fox's office estimates the total value of that settlement at well over $100 million. Well, Governor Steve Bullock unveiled his final proposed 2-year budget for the state today, but it won't be one he gets to implement. The 2-term Democratic governor leaves office in less than 2 months, and the next governor, Republican Greg Gianforte, will sign the next state budget. Bullock says his proposed budget does not raise any taxes and balances the budget with a $250 million cushion at the end of June 2023. But to do that, Bullock would transfer $75 million out of a budget rainy day fund. His budget also would freeze in-state college tuition, spend $10 million on a new publicly funded preschool program, and spend almost $500 million on infrastructure projects across the state. Gianforte will draft his own amended budget and is likely to have different priorities. During the campaign, he said he wants to freeze state government spending and use any surplus to reduce taxes. Governor Bullock says his strong management of the state budget has enabled Montana to weather the coronavirus storm without having to slash government services.
This is a budget that does not necessitate any cuts to government programs and services relied on by Montanans. If the next administration and legislature choose to cut government services, it'll be based on ideology, not based on necessity.
Republicans will also hold large majorities at the 2021 legislature, which will, of course, help craft and approve the next state budget. Well, up next on tonight's MTN 530 News, right here on Q2, for sale. We'll explain why now may be the best time to sell your car that's been sitting in the garage. And in sports, there's a new PBR world champion. We'll hear from him in just a bit.